It's Smirking Gun Reviews. I was going to do some Batman Arkham Knighting anyway, and I thought, well, since this live stream hasn't really disappointed me as far as connection and everything, we're going to try it here, even though I hate having my face being this small. I don't know why. I used to hate having my picture taken. So, if anybody, as they come into the room, but I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to... just going to do some flitting around. Mostly look around Gotham City, get the lay of the land, and if anybody has anything for me, or I can say some stuff, I don't know, don't really have that much to say. My vacation starts in about a week. And I've got Chino coming over from his channel on Saturday. We're going to do a bunch of videos. Whoa-oh, almost went right over the side. That is fucking twisted. I got 1 star. I need to use my afterburners. Oh well, we'll back out of that. Oh, I guess not. We're gonna try it again, apparently. Shit! Oh, let's abort this challenge before I get in over my head. So I don't know. Why don't we get out of here?
Did you really believe that a challenge designed by me, the Riddler, would be quite so easy? Oh, Dark Knight. You sweet, naive sentinel. Of course it wouldn't. Still, thanks to your unrelenting desire to showboat, I now have several hundred terabytes worth of performance data relating to that latest model of rocket-powered hearse you're driving.
God damn, that fucking
Naturally, I shall be
Batmobile is
using
awesome.
this data to calibrate further challenges and trials. I'll see you soon, Detective.
I mean, I kind of wish
There's
it was
a lot
only
more to come.
part of the game and not the whole fucking thing. But it is fun. Just in smaller doses, man. Or if, you know, give us the bat plane too, or something like that. I don't know. Or the bat cycle. I think I just nerded out. Alright, so we got stuff to look for.
The missing fire crew's not safe on these streets. I'll start by checking Dixon Dock West. That was their last reported location.
Alright. But I want to look at the map. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna have to find guys to give me like the Riddler stuff locations. I forgot. And I gotta get into fights.
He's on our tail! Outrun that thing! Is that what I think it is? Right, man. Step on
it! Just drive through
Is
shit.
that enough? Not by a long shot. He can take more. Ain't that right, Mr. Fireman? Please, no more. You know, I got a lot of respect for life. Rushing into burning buildings, rescuing kittens from trees. Yeah, you guys are straight up heroes. What? Say I'm a hero.
I'm a hero.
You don't sound like a hero.
Louder! I'm a hero.
Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to.
I'll get the bat!
To be honest with you, Quentin, look, I didn't want Heath Ledger to be the Joker. When I first heard about that, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he goes and dies and gives one of the best performances of his career, the most iconic Joker ever. So to say Robert Pattinson can't do it
Batman.
would be short-sighted.
God,
Do I
really
think he
you?
will be good at it?
What happened here?
Probably not.
Our truck was attacked.
But at least they're going
Dragged us out
young.
One by one. We were
I like
separated,
that.
taken away.
You know,
Please,
because
they're
every
gonna kill
Batman
us.
we've had has been guys that
I'll
are in their
save your
40s
crew.
already, you
Wait
know?
here. I'll get a GCPD officer to pick you up.
Oh man, I got 3. The Lighthouse trailer, what's that one? I've heard of it, but I can't remember what that one is.
Hope that cop doesn't take too long getting here.
Someone killed, mutilated, and posed a body on Merchant Bridge. If I'm going to stop them, then I need to investigate the crime scene for clues.
I mean, that would never get old right there. But yeah, what's the Lighthouse trailer, Belinda? Somehow I got my stuck pinned behind the Batmobile.
Alfred, I found the mutilated body Cash was talking about. I'm going to try and establish a cause of death.
I have not seen that because I've been staying away from freaking trailers for the most part because everything just gets spoiled. And I mean, I've seen too many movies, man, to like forget how to go into freaking detective mode. Stop getting into the Batmobile. Alright, let's go to these controls. Okay. Where is the damn detective mode? Oh, it's a tap. Oh. If the trailer doesn't give too much away, I would love to watch it.
Blood tests reveal the cause of death was an overdose of painkillers leading to cardiac arrest. Also,
I will
the
do
victim's
that after
fingerprints
this.
have been burned off with acid.
A rather unsavory demise.
That's not all. It's as though the subject's DNA has been corrupted somehow. There's insufficient information for me to cross-reference the database. I'll have to use the deep tissue scanner.
How have I
to
been
analyze
doing
the
on
body for
the
distinguishing features
leftovers
and
there,
determine the
Belinda? Have
victim's
you
identity.
checking them
Much more,
out?
sir.
A wedding ring in the lower intestine. The inscription reads, Ophelia.
What's it about? The lighthouse. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Wait, is that the one where the guy's like in the lighthouse and there's like those creatures that he's trying to kill and they're like trying to protect
Scar
themselves,
tissue
or is that a
hasn't fully
different
healed,
movie?
so it must have been recent.
Alright, so apparently I'm not done yet. And we're gonna scan that. Okay. No evidence, no evidence. Is there anything else I'm supposed to see here? %. Well, I've had a lot of things to say. On all these other
Deformity
live
on the left
streams,
ear.
but
Looks like a result of minor ear agenesis. A
just
birth
some like
defect.
things
Alfred,
that I've been
the
thinking
victim's
about,
name
but
is Anthony Lund. Hospital records show he suffered with alcoholism.
like the end
most
of the
probably
Walking Dead
brought on by the
comic.
breakdown of his marriage. The name on the ring, Ophelia, his ex-wife. He was last seen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. What's unusual is that they didn't go missing in Gotham. They were brought here and killed. Why? We need to track down whoever did this.
Might I suggest keeping an ear out for any more of that ghastly opera music? It sounds ominously like a calling card.
I've been seeing all your tweets about the Expanse, Belinda. It's been pretty extensive. What was I looking for? Yeah, I wanted to talk about on other live streams, like, about the end of The Walking Dead, man. Like, the comic, I couldn't... Like, I can't believe that it's over. But if anybody needs to know about it, it was a good final issue, but it was like, why? Through the whole thing. And it had the balls to tease us with storylines that they could have done and shit, but it was still pretty good. What else was I talking about in those? Well, we're going to be doing the second part of the X-Men Phoenix Saga stuff coming up. The Dark Phoenix we're going to be doing. I've got Belinda's Doctor Who special, which will be coming 3 videos hence. I got to do The Boys, episode 4. I got to do The Leftovers, episode 4 for season 1, and then I'll be doing Doctor Who anniversary special. My other Patreon person, he's cashing in. He didn't do his in July, so he's doing July and August at the same time, which is, I'm going to be reviewing Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. But I told him that it's going to take a minute on that because I plan on doing some special stuff with some of these videos I got coming. And I was going to do Kill Bill eventually, but I had a plan, and now I have to move those plans up to make a very fun video for everybody. Rolling Stones would be amazing. I mean, I haven't been to a concert since like fucking 90, a real concert, since like 99. I think it was Pearl Jam. I've been to like bars that had bands, like actual bands, like Local H and shit. But like a real concert, I don't think I've been to one since. Yeah. No, I went to see. Oh God, my last concert was Fish, I think. And I had a horrible experience at the festival, and so it ruined the like music for me. But the Stones would be freaking amazing. And yeah, I don't know how much longer they literally can do it. I mean, there's got to be a ton of people, like backup guitarists, backup everything, to make sure everything sounds good. And yeah, the Rest in Peace Walking Dead comic, man. I had to buy like I couldn't even get. I had the first copy, or I got one copy of the last issue, and fuck. I eventually got the second printing. I think this is the second printing, and it was like one per customer, please. I was like, fuck off, because I want to get these sons of bitches signed at a convention one of these days. I don't know if anybody watched my review for Batman Hush. I had a lot of fun doing that. But Batman Hush is, woo, it's something. What else? Oh, well, after X-Men, the animated series, we're doing Batman the animated series every freaking episode, plus the movie, the Mask of the Phantasm. This is gonna take a long time, but after I get back from Wizard World and I get this signed by Kevin Conroy, we're gonna be reviewing this. I'm really fucking excited to do this. That's what I'm hoping to do more, is get away from regular shows, because everything's ending, Legion's ending, and I haven't even finished watching it, let alone review it. And Preacher's on, and I haven't seen any of the episodes yet, and but I'm kind of like, maybe I just don't need to review those right now. You know, if I gotta believe what I'm saying is, like, it's not about the views, it's not about the subs, even though I want my subs to get over 1,000. Yeah, I've seen Pearl Jam more than any other band. Pearl Jam is my shit. I like a lot of music, but Pearl Jam is like what changed my life. It wasn't Nirvana, it was fucking Eddie Vedder. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Trying to do more things that I want to do. Just what I want to do. With the suggestions of, and knowing some of my audience. You know, like, because we're going to be still doing the leftovers. It's going to take a little while to get through season 1, 2, and 3. So that'll be a constant thing going on. But once Perpetual Grace is over and The Boys is over, we're going to be doing some other cool stuff. Quentin says, if I were to recommend a really good show that you don't even have to review but just enjoy it, I think Peaky Blinders is one of the best shows. I keep trying with Peaky Blinders, sorry. But yeah, just do stuff you really want to do, yeah. I keep watching, and I think I finished the first season, and I kept watching it like before I go to bed. And so I don't know quite what happened probably after halfway through the first season. And I keep meaning to watch it because I know you get like fucking Adrian Brody's in there and Tom Hardy. And I'm like, how have I not finished that show? But there's so much to watch. There was a study that says like when you go to Netflix or Hulu or whatever, once you see like 10 options, your brain basically shuts down. And it's like there's just so much to watch, and every time I get on there to like try to watch something, it's like I can't even decide. I am watching season 3 of Glow right now because I love Glow. I love Mark Maron. I love Allison Brie. No, the third one will be Doctor Who, because I'm doing a schedule. The schedule starts X-Men the Animated Series, Perpetual Grace Limited, The Boys, then The Leftovers, then Doctor Who, and then rinse, wash, repeat. And then whatever, because I've been doing these, and I did the Batman Hush video, and just kind of like, again, I'm taking my time. But the Doctor Who video should be up either Monday or Tuesday, because I'm going to do The Boys and The Leftovers tomorrow. And since tomorrow's going to be my only day off for 5 days, I gotta do some me stuff, which in my language means catch up on comics. I've got War of the Realms last issue, the final issue of Mr. and Mrs. X, the Omega issue of Age of X-Men, which is basically moot, Amazing Spider-Man number 25. I got comics, man, like comics to read. Look at this. Like Deadpool's, like Scotty Young's last one, Doctor Strange is always, Guardians of the Galaxy, Immortal Hulk. God, I've got so much shit to read. Like House of X, Powers of X. God damn, man. Absolute Carnage number 1 I gotta read. Absolute Carnage number 1, man. I fucking love this cover. With Venom on it. I can get into this fucking dope cover. Dope. But I am really excited for the Doctor Who anniversary thing. I am. After Mummy on the Orient Express, I'm ready to do that. Oh yeah. I'm glad you're here, Belinda, because man, I don't know if you've been. I'm sure you're so busy, but lately, I've still been getting so much, not tons and tons and tons, but enough to annoy me where I'm getting commenters from overseas with negative dark, like being so negative about my dark reviews and Man in the High Castle. I still keep getting it from people over in Europe over like my feelings on Man in the High Castle. I am so sick and tired of defending my views on that one, man. And the last one was like, all you Americans want is happy endings and shit. And I didn't respond. I didn't take the bait. But it's just like, and then the people on Dark, some of the people on Dark, man, most of the community's so nice, but man, the nasty ones are nasty, man. They just go right after you being an American. And I think to myself, on any of my videos, have I ever been like mean about another country? And I'm like, I don't think I've ever been mean about anybody but people that live in America. Like, like fucking straight up hillbillies that I gotta live around in this area. I think they might be the only ones. Hillbillies and people from the South that are really, really hillbilly-ish. Yeah, no, like most of the Dark community is really great, but when they're nasty, oh my god, they talk to me like I'm the most fucking retarded person. Sorry, retarded, special, mentally handicapped. Where it's like they question my intelligence. It's like, is it, here's the thing. I'm not even going to bash them now. I'm going to say, things must be really awful where they live, to where they're so used to bad things happening that when they watch like really depressing shows that Americans don't necessarily latch onto as much as they do, that they're just so used to numb to the badness that they think that that's just the way life should be. Instead of like how I don't mind a down ending show. I don't mind a dark show. I love dark, and it's dark, and it's very downbeat. Like The Handmaid's Tale, so downbeat all the time. and the leftovers. You know, I like, if any of these idiots actually watched my channel instead of just making this just jump to, you know, jump to judgment, they'd know, like, I'm not some flag waving American rah rah sis boom bah motherfucker. Um, oh, I don't know why it's not. Oh no, it said FUCK them. It's probably my thing has a thing that puts questionable language. Let me go check it out real quick. My phone that I have been using before this to record all my videos is, after getting the laptop, has finally decided to take a massive dump, and it almost doesn't work off the charger anymore. I'm gonna try to see what my settings are, if I can. And it almost doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, like here, show. I just have to hit show every time, I guess. I'm gonna try to change the settings, maybe. No, I don't know why. Well, I don't care what you say on here, you know. No, you can swear. I don't care. In fact, if I'm just gonna leave this sit here, and you can. I'll. Anytime you want to say something, I'll hit the "it's okay" button. um, does anybody like? I've been playing this, and I just finished The Last of Us for like the 10 millionth time. I've been trying to put games on here with really good narratives. I don't know, maybe this isn't a good example of that, but if anybody knows of any games, like indie games, that they would like me to play for live streams, like I was thinking about smaller ones, like Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, or Firewatch, or The What Remains of Edith Finch, or, you know, just stuff that's really atmospheric. Because I've already played all the Telltale games, and I don't really want to do that, but I know that a lot of people aren't just into games, but I'm trying to be, you know, like a little bit of everything. And so if anybody has any ideas for games, I would love to hear them. Also, I just want to thank anybody that watches this now and in the future. Like, we've had such a great few months. I've been going through a lot of low points with just personal stuff mostly, and work and things like that, and just kind of. But you guys have really pulled me out of it. Such a huge amount. I can't even. I don't even know what to say to half of you. Like, it's just, and all the people, all the support that has happened in the last few months. Like, I can't believe like how much of a jump we've made. And there's no reason to think that we won't hit like 1,000 subscribers by like the end of October. So this is working out to be a pretty great year. Last Truck of Gaming, when the last of the kids moved out. Sorry, no help. Yeah, and like I wish I didn't have to do it on this. I mean, it's literally, our service is so bad. We pay for one of the like the second to the highest speeds for internet. We're supposed to have like 9 gigabyte speed upload, and then I'm not worried about it anymore, Belinda. It's coming, it's happening, and like I said in one of my other videos, I can finally unclench. But we don't get that. It fluctuates so hardcore, and it's just made live streaming impossible. And even when I'm recording a video, if I go over 720p, 30 frames per second, even that, it's still got jumpiness and you know, because I want them to look good. And I don't know. It's they. I can't understand like how our bandwidth is getting that much traffic out here in the boondocks. Like when there's like almost like if I'm all by myself and all that's on is the PlayStation or the laptop, I should be like being able to do live streams like nobody's business. So it's just a very bizarre situation that we have out here. So bizarre. I mean, they still like when you want cable or something out here, they gotta dig up your whole fucking yard practically. You know, it's a big ass deal out here in the sticks. I mean, don't get me wrong, I kind of love Big Sky Country, but oh boy, do I miss just like cities, like real cities. That's why I can't wait to go to Chicago on the 23rd to Wizard World Chicago, um, where I'm hoping to surprise my nephew. Hopefully he's not the other person that's on this stream right now. But I was hoping to take him to see get a photo op with Aquaman's Jason Momoa, but I couldn't afford it, and he wasn't gonna be there the day I was gonna be there, and then he just up and canceled. But they got Zachary Levi from Shazam gonna be there, and I'm gonna try to get him to get a photo op with him. Man, he would fucking love it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get my Captain America outfit to go there. I'm gonna go as Infinity War Cap. I'm gonna keep the beard, but gonna be cosplaying there for the first time, probably the only time, unless I keep the costume or something. If the costume's in good enough condition to wear multiple places, I'd probably keep doing it. We'll see though. It's a big step for me because it really helps get over my anxiety uh, doing stuff like this. And going to C2E2 was like so crazy about like my anxiety was through the fucking roof. But after I was done, I was glad I did it. And so cosplaying once in my life, dressing up as somebody else and just going to a con and walking around and just having fun. Whew. What's next is I think I need skydiving. I think I want to do skydiving. I'm probably it's the what do you call it, the midlife crisis, I guess. Belinda says, I've been busy lately. I'm caring for 4 baby possums whose mama was ran over by a car. There will be Expanse people at Wizard World too. There will be? Well, not, they don't, it doesn't look like they're going to be at mine. I looked at the guest list. I didn't see anybody from the Expanse. If there's anybody from the Expanse at Wizard World, I will crap my pants before the show and then Quentin says, I think the new Spider-Man game on the Ps4 would be really fun to watch. Any of the Bioshocks are really fun and they're great stories narratively. Yeah, I would love to do Bioshock Infinite. I could do. I'm in the where I left off. I was replaying them. Uh, Undertale, Hotline Miami are good choices for smaller games. Your oldest daughter skydives. She loves it. Yeah, I've never been in a plane before. I've never flown, and I was thinking, well, let's do 2 things at once, and be like the first time I get up into a plane, I have to fall out of it, and it's like, well, then after every time I get on the airplane, I won't be afraid. But honestly, I just want to do it. I just want to do it, and I figure if and here like put this in the archives just in case it actually happens. But if I die in a skydiving accident, nobody would ever fucking believe it. They'd be like, Rob up in a plane and he died in a skydiving accident. He's never even flown before. I'll look into the expanse at Wizard World and let you know. Yeah, they say that more people are coming or whatever, but if they are coming, I will be at every single one of their fucking booths. Whoever's there to talk to you, have things signed or photo ops. I won't do anything else but expanse. I was gonna get. I wanted to meet Amy Acker and Emma Caulfield from Buffy and Angel. They're going to be there on the day I'm there, Friday only, doing a photo op together. I could get Fred and Anya in the same picture. Fred? You're not in the plane that long and picked video, or I did. Pick video, or it didn't happen. Are you saying, like, you need to you want to see a pic or a video of me doing it? Because I will. In fact, I think I would want to see video of me falling out of a plane. That would be very cathartic, watching that later on. Or pick video of me in the Captain America outfit. People from my job have been asking me to come in after the con as Cap. And I'm like, great. It's just so you can all mock me later, you know. But I might. I don't know. It depends on what time. I mean, it would be late. It'd be like near closing time. Oh, I won't even make it back before close. Fuck them. Oh, then I will definitely do it, Belinda. I mean, it's not going to be this year, though. It won't be this year. It'll be probably, I would say my next birthday, next July 26th would be where I'd be like to shoot for. I mean, unless for some reason I can justify the expense after Wizard World, because I'm spending a lot of money at Wizard World. Because to me, I'm going to be on vacation that whole week, and that whole rest of the week, I'm just going to be making content and things like that. I got a lot of stuff going on. Phantom of the Sky. Yeah. Even up in the sky, I'll be sneaky. They won't see me coming. But, yeah, I've never flown anywhere, and I don't know where I would fly to if I ever got into a plane and actually went somewhere. Although not to freak you out, but I've always wanted to go to Seattle, Belinda. I really have, and not just because of grunge. I'd also wanted to go to Alaska, and the only other real place I'd want to go, well, Colorado in America, and I guess like. If I saw the right kind of Hollywood situation, I wouldn't mind just kind of taking a trip around Hollywood or Disneyland or something like that. But I guess the only place I really wanted to visit outside of America is like Australia. Never really had much interest in Europe. Maybe like Great Britain, but Portland, yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do some traveling as I get a little bit older. See a few places that I haven't actually been, be able to put a face to it. I would love to go to Seattle. I really, really want to go there sometime. I don't really know what's to do there except for because I do just associate it with music. But I know it's just there's a different kind of feeling up there. And Portland, in Oregon and Washington, and places like Colorado, and not Colorado not just because of the weed, but just I've always heard Colorado is a very different way of thinking out there. I had a friend move out there about 20 years ago, and he asked me if I wanted to go with, and I said no, and I'm like thinking to myself now, 25-year-old me, 24, 25-year-old me should have fucking went. Washington and Oregon are both beautiful. And you got the Pacific right there, man. Like all I got here is fucking Lake Michigan, and look, I'm sorry, but it's just not that interesting. We have the best bud. Fan of Everything 5. What scene in Endgame do I dislike? What scene in Endgame do I dislike? Well, spoilers for Endgame. Scene in Endgame I disliked. Um, the scene where Tony's telling everybody, like when he was getting all pissy with everybody. And even though I understand why, I'm just, I love Robert Downey Jr., but I've never been a big Iron Man fan ever. Like I can still say that to this day is like, while I think that the character is cool when he's like utilized right in the comics, I could probably count on two hands how many Iron Man comics I've ever owned. Like I bet it's like about 10 or so. Um, and this was mostly I got one issue, no, two issues from the last 4 years of Iron Man, and the rest were like when I was in my teens. And seeing Iron Man like going off on Cap because I know he's upset, but he always takes it out on Cap, and it rubs me raw. And I know Cap takes it because he can take it, but it's just like that him telling him off like we needed you, blah, 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 and it's like, oh, you just wanted me to fall in line, and that's why we're at where we're at. And Cap's made to feel guilty in that scene. That one annoyed me. And in retrospect, uh, the scene where all the girls came together did feel kind of like it's self-indulgent, and they've earned it. Some self-indulgence, but it just felt like they were posing. It's like, oh, we all just suddenly came to the same situation at the same time, and we're all girls. It felt forced, and even though I thought it looked cool, it just felt forced. I didn't dislike it at the time, but I'm kind of just like, whatever. Like this is the end of the MCU as we kind of know it, and so it just kind of was like just a little too much. Not I don't it, like I said, not bad, just forced. Um, Quentin says I've lived in Texas all my life, so I know the feeling of waiting to explore or go to other places. Yeah, Texas is a big fucking place, though. It's a big place. Belinda says Pacific Coast Highway 101 is something everyone should experience. Yeah, definitely. It's something, like along the road, like Route 66 kind of thing, except going this way instead of this way. Belinda says, fan of everything. Yeah, I was so confused why he took out his heart out for no reason. Yeah, uh, I don't know. Like, I, Iron Man's dead, okay, and I'm sorry, but Captain America's not dead. And there's always a way to bring Steve Rogers back to full health, okay. And when if they had just straight up killed Cap, which I heard they wanted to do with like Thanos and stuff, but they got talked out of it, thank God. But if Iron Man had lived and Cap had died, I'd have been so fucking pissed. I was ready for Iron Man to die. I thought it was fitting, except he should have died in space. Like it should have just or whatever. Like he's almost died like a million times, and then just this time he does for real. And it's like he can always come back as the AI. I think that would be cool. I think that way he wouldn't have to work that hard. Um, but I definitely think that they could bring back Cap, and I want them to bring back Cap eventually in a different situation because we've got events coming. And I'm sorry, but Falcon as Captain America won't have the same impact in like a storyline like Secret Wars or Secret Invasion. It just wouldn't have the same impact unless you could get Chris Evans back for at least the big movies. Um, Belinda says, I've lived in Victoria, Texas for 2 years and Byron, Texas for 2 years. It wasn't for me. I'm not going to, look, Illinois, if Chicago wasn't here in this area, I'd say the exact same thing you're saying. Like, Illinois is just not for me. The only cool thing about Illinois that I've ever felt like was in recent years was meeting or knowing that there's some people here in Illinois that are YouTubers that I respect and knowing that they're not that far away, and the opportunities to grow and stuff possibly. It just feels like there is there is an Illinois presence on YouTube, and I like that. Um, Whether you like their channels or not, it's all subjective to me. But if it wasn't for those couple of things, I would be wanting to not be here in Illinois at all. The one of the most corrupt fucking states in the union. Um, it's like the state might have voted for Hillary, but this town that I live in did not. There's a lot of Trump shit here in Illinois, especially in the backwoods areas of Illinois, and it makes living here a challenge because there's also a heavy contingent of Latin Americans here, and it's just like, oh man, it just does not, it's not cool. Texas, though, I would like to visit certain parts of Texas, but I don't know. Like some more of the like artsy areas and the music areas and things like that. Like for some of the culture of Texas, rather than like Texas as a whole. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Like I said, Gino Reynolds and I are getting together on the 17th to do a bunch of topics. So I've tried to stay away from like the MCU stuff, but I do want to say this about the Thor God. What's that? Thor, Thunder, and Love and Thunder. Yeah, Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm not looking forward to it, but if Taika Waititi could stop being a dork on Twitter and baiting, answering people, like baiting people to fight him on Twitter. If he does okay, spoilers for fucking Thor comics. And if you watched any of these videos of people trying to talk about why Thor can be a girl, and they go, oh, it's not Thor, it's the Mighty Thor, and they're saying it like it's the first time they've ever put the word mighty in front of Thor. It makes me want to just be like, all right, here we go. Just right up to the camera here, right? Just looking directly into the camera. I don't know if I'm doing it. The title of Thor, the comic book, was always The Mighty Thor, you dumb idiots. But anyway, if they take the Jane Foster storyline where she becomes Thor, as long as they're doing it just this one movie, right, where she has cancer, say after all this time and everything, after Endgame and Thor and her haven't seen each other in a long time and all that stuff, he finds out she's got cancer. And he figures the only way to save her is that she has the powers of Thor. Because the powers of Thor regenerate her, right? And so she ends up having this great time as Thor, doing a bunch of adventures. You can have plenty of montages, shit like that. Do it fun, but then find out that the curse or the cure is as worse as the illness. Where when she's not Thor and she goes into like chemo and stuff, every time she turns into Thor, it takes away all that progress that she has with chemo. And so she can't be Thor anymore, even though she wants to be. It's the only thing keeping her alive. But if she does it anymore, it will kill her. And then she's put in a situation where she has to sacrifice herself to do it. And then they didn't kill her in the comics, so there's no real reason to kill her here either, where they could, they just give her, they just throw a line in there that saves her life, like they do in the books almost. It's just kind of like, oh, she's going to be fine. Now she's the new Valkyrie. And that's the other thing, is like, people are freaked out that they're going to call her Thor, and it's like, they don't have to. There is and that's the thing that's blowing my mind when people talk about this, is they go, why can't she be named something else? And I keep saying I'm yelling at the TV almost, at this point when I see these videos. I'm like, they do have a name for her. If you guys that don't even, you're talking about this stuff and you don't even know about the source material, is that she's got a book out right now called Jane Foster Valkyrie. So they call her Valkyrie now in the comic. It's just that nobody reads comics. They just know what they're told by people. Oh yeah, Jane once was Thor in the comics, and people just go, oh okay, and they just assume everything else. And it's like, no, there's actually a fucking book out there right now that apparently nobody's reading. Otherwise, they'd know that they already call her Valkyrie, because in War of the Realms, spoilers, all the Valkyrie get killed, all of them, and so they need a new one. Jane has, they give her the abilities of a Valkyrie, saves her life again, and now she's got her own book. So if they do that storyline, I'm on board with Love and Thunder. But if they're just doing this again, if that's not the storyline, then I have no interest in Love and Thunder. But it can be turned around depending on what Taika Waititi does. Because I didn't think I was gonna like Thor Ragnarok, and I thought it was hilarious. And I don't care if it messed with the mythos. It made Thor interesting. Because Thor, I'd been trying to read Thor my whole life and I couldn't do it. It was just too much like the actual first Thor movie. Linda says, my youngest daughter got a 4-year free ride scholarship for wrestling and came very close to going to university in Illinois. It looked really lovely. It's a lot of, when I was living in bigger cities, the first time I came back here and saw how big the sky looks when there's not a lot of buildings around, it is amazing. You just kind of are in awe. But I mean, if you live out anywhere, you can say that anywhere, but it can be really beautiful out here. But it's just boring as fuck. Where I live, I have to travel, just way out of my way to do anything. A fan of Everything 5 says, I do wonder how they're going to do that with that movie. I'm honestly curious. Well, we're gonna have to wait a while for all of it, right? I mean, that's the thing, is that they're announcing all this shit, and there's so many changes that could happen between now and then. They could completely go another way. They canceled whole movies before. They switched things around. I mean, if look at those pictures that they always have, and they're changing things all the time. Because Inhumans was supposed to be a movie, then they made it an awful TV show. Doctor Strange, I mean, I might as well talk about it here. I'll talk about it with Gino as well. But Doctor Strange looks, I'm going to be happy with Doctor Strange no matter what. And the TV shows I'll be looking forward to just because I like all those characters. I want to know what happened with Loki. I just don't want Scarlet Witch and Vision to be a prequel show about their adventures between Civil War and Infinity War. Just kind of like how they're talking that Black Widow is going to be a prequel between Civil War and Infinity War. I don't care about that, what happened there. I only care about what happens in the end. And if you know that it's all kind of to build a character to death, knowing what's going to happen to them. So I want Scarlet Witch and Vision to be a new thing, and I want it to be about them getting Vision back. Rebuilding him, figuring that out. But I'm worried that they're going to go the other way. I do think the best one, though, is going to be Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be amazing. I just think that they need to, if they want to tell, look, they already did an origin story for Black Widow. It was called Red Sparrow. It's not Natasha, Romanoff, but basically Jennifer Lawrence gets almost the exact same origin story as Black Widow, with more sex. Except, we actually see sex in the Red Sparrow movie, and not in the Black Widow movie. So with the Black Widow movie, it just needs to be, to me, I'm not interested in what happened between Civil War and Infinity War. I'm just not interested. Because Cap and her were together, so like, how are you gonna get Chris Evans for the fucking thing? You know, like no, no, it's with Rachel Weisz and a bunch of other people that I don't care about. So it's just, and it'll probably end with like her coming back to life or something. I don't know. Uh, yeah, Budapest, maybe all the way back there, maybe, but still, it's like, I don't know. Scarlett Johansson is no longer a young girl. She's a full adult woman who is, eventually, she's had kids and everything, and you really want to go that far back where everybody, all of a sudden, all these movies have de-aging, where they just de-age everybody and everybody has that uncanny valley look, where it's them but it's not them. So I don't know. Um, Speaking of just staying on the topic of comics, man, comics have been really bad lately. And it took me, and I know that a lot of people have said, yeah, she's still fine though. I agree, Quentin. Uh, I have had to cut back on so many comics because it's so bad out there that people were telling me how bad it was and I wasn't listening. And my God, there are just so many bad comic books out there right now. It's not. I'm saving a bunch of money, but I don't. I doubt anybody like this whole Age of X-Men thing was so goddamn pointless. And I'd say Mr. and Mrs. X was pointless if it wasn't such a fucking good book. I mean, I can't believe how good this book is, how much I enjoy it. But all the other X books, man, they were just such shit. But House of X and Powers of X seem to be swinging it back around. But I don't know if they're going to do that shit for the movies. Because that's rewriting everything, and that would be throwing everything that happened before, like, into the garbage. I haven't really even been playing my game, but that's okay. I can always play it later. What else do we have to talk about? I had a list of stuff that I was talking about before, and I wrote it down, and then my live streams didn't work out. And so now all the topics, I don't know where I had them stashed. But does anybody, you guys have any questions? Like throw some stuff at me, like anything. What's my thought about the Rise of Skywalker? Rise of Skywalker, man, is gonna, like, I just heard the news when I was watching Doomcock on my lunch break while I was trying to figure out how to print my Wizard World tickets on the work. Better watch what I say. That the reason that they're killing off all the original trilogy characters is because Lucas owns, like, gets 25% of all old, like, IP characters, and that's why their fucking ride Galaxy's Edge or whatever in California isn't doing well because they can't put any of that. They won't put any of the Lucas owned property into their stuff because they don't get all 100% of the profits. That is why Star Wars sucks. Because they're too busy wanting you to like their fucking brand new characters, which is fine when you integrate new things into old things. But to just, like, frickin' throw it all in the trash, where I'm at the point where I said I'm not seeing Rise of Skywalker. I don't fucking care. I don't care anymore. A few months ago, before this trailer dropped, it was the only trailer I was going to allow myself to watch because it's Star Wars and it's in me, man. It's a part of me, and I said that in the video, and it's true. It's still there, just not in the way, not in the same way anymore. Like, now it's all nostalgia for the old shit. Because I won't see it. I don't care. And if the guys from Red Letter Media are right and they do this time travel retcon bullshit, because I still heard that the fucking Emperor is only a hologram, so it's all another bait and switch kind of situation or whatever. But if we go time travel Like I actually just want to hear about it from other people. Like I don't need to see it. I don't. Not right away, especially. And I have the AMC Stubs list, A list thing. So if I go, I wouldn't be paying for it. I mean, I'd be paying for it, but like only like a this much. Like overall for the month, it's like $20 or whatever. So you figure an IMAX showing, like IMAX 3D, that would be like a $15 ticket, maybe a $20 ticket. That's like that one thing would pay for the whole month of the AMC thing. So it's not like I really be paying for it. Um, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not gonna go see it until I hear how horrible it is, and I'll go see it out of fucking just to see the train wreck. I don't even know. I can't even promise that I wouldn't walk out of it either, because it's just I want again. I just want nerd culture to go back to being nerd culture. Let the vanilla people find something else. Let all the normies find something else because they didn't care about it in the first place. And like any other fad, they'll get tired of it. And with the way Disney's running Star Wars and Marvel, pretty soon people won't give a shit anymore. And comic geeks like me can go back to having our comics. We might not even have our comics. They might even take that away with the way that they're running the comics industry into the ground. And putting out books that nobody wants to fit an agenda that there isn't one. It's a made up agenda. Some people said that some things are that people are excited about or want more of, and these idiots, the loudest screamers in the room, are saying that we need this and we need that, and it's like, so they think that that's what people want, and then nobody buys it because it's not what we want, and then so they give up a little bit in the comics, and now they're putting it in the movies, and it's not what we want. The customer should always be right, and even if they call us like what are you, entitled and shit, it's like no, but we are the ones who go to the fucking things and buy the things, and if you don't give us what we want, we don't have to buy it. That's as simple as that. Instead of spending hours and 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 hours bitching about it on videos for likes and subs, all you gotta say is don't go see it. Don't put your money in. It's the only thing that these people understand. So yeah, it's just I'm done with Star Wars until whatever. Quentin says I've recently been reading through the New 52 Static Shock, but that's the first comic I've read in a while. I only yeah, DC. I've never read a lot of DC, like over a lot of books. I read Batman, Detective Comics, Justice League, and then I'll pick up other stuff here and there as I hear about good stories that are almost always Batman stories. But Static Shock and Batman Beyond I was always told were really good. It's some reason I just could never believe it. Fan of Everything 5 says, I wonder how the Emperor is going to be in the movie. I mean, I thought he died. He did die. But they say, what is it in the trailer? Nothing really, nothing's really ever really gone. Fucking. Fan of Everything, just not ready for Game of Thrones writers to write their own Star Wars trilogy. Nobody is. And now that they've got that huge deal at Netflix, where I believe they'll be making that show about what if the South won the Civil War, because who doesn't want to see that? I will not watch that. Man in the High Castle, where Nazis and the Japanese Axis powers are stomping all over us, is bad enough. And there I am all the way back to Man in the High Castle. C. White, hey man, how you doing? Disney will eventually spin Marvel back off and let it go independent, then it will improve. Hopefully, I hope you're right. I really do, because they need to let the comics division be the comics division. But I don't know. They've been running that into the ground though for a while. Fan of Everything, I hear Game of Thrones is having a prequel. Oh lord. Yeah, they are. They're having a whole bunch of shows, and none of them are going to be that good. I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but I have such a bad taste in my mouth now for HBO and everybody. Like, I mean, if they're making these shows, right? More prequel. It means more intense work for all the people involved, right? Weren't all the people that were working on Game of Thrones like all like devastatingly tired. All the crew members and everything were all devastatingly tired, and they just wanted it to end. Now, I know they're going to have new crew members, but isn't it just going to happen all over again? We're going to get so far, and people are just going to be like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's too much work. It's like, good God. Like, just, you get to work on Game of Thrones. Do I watch any anime? I love Cowboy Bebop. It's my favorite. I know that's cliche, but Cowboy Bebop's my favorite anime. I've watched Full Metal Alchemist all the way through. I started watching Brotherhood, but it was basically the same thing, and so I'm gonna go back to it eventually. Attack on Titan is pretty good when I can see it without the. I don't care how bad it sounds. I can't do subtitles on certain shows. And Attack on Titan, I can't do subtitles. So until I can get a dubbed version of Attack on Titan, I loved season 1 and season 2. Or wherever I left off, it was after the Lady Titan. They found out it was that girl. I'm just past that. I love Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex. I love Ghost in the Shell. I love Akira, Ninja Scroll. Shit. Like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle. But those are all movies. I mean, otherwise, anime I just don't really do too much of. But I love Full Metal Alchemist, and I kind of consider Avatar: The Last Airbender to be manga or anime, but I know it's not. I know it's not. Cowboy Bebop is my favorite. Quentin says Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime as well. You can't beat it. Short and sweet every episode. Yeah, I got a Cowboy Bebop T-shirt in my closet, and I wanted to get one that's the whole let's jam, or like 5, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Like, I want that as like I wish I could get the music for that for like my channel. Just the Cowboy Bebop music is fucking rad. Everything about Cowboy Bebop is rad. How that has not been made into a. They are making it, and I was like, oh fuck. Because it's John Cho, right? From fucking Harold and Kumar in Star Trek. And I like him, okay? I like him. But not... I just don't see him as savvy and being able to fight like Spike. I can't get there. Fan of Everything 5, you should watch JoJo Bizarre Adventure or My Hero Academia. I've seen them put in my feed whenever I go to like Crunchyroll and stuff. It's a commitment for things that I don't know if I could get that into. Because aren't there like a shit ton of episodes for these? The Rise of the Shield Hero is great. What else did I try watching? Oh, I tried watching Death Note. I was watching Death Note for a while. Not the movie, the show. That was pretty cool. I mean, it's a little melodramatic. Like the Lost in Translation kind of thing where I like what's happening, but everybody just talks like, I don't know, like, just, I don't know, way over dramatic. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like soap opera writing almost. I don't know. With like really over exaggerated everything. But I still love the premise of Death Note. Well, what else? Trying to think. There were a couple of trailers that I did see. Oh God! Before like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it was just like the worst group of trailers I think I've ever seen in my life. Like it's like when you go to a kids movie, like when you go to see I see Toy Story 4, right? And every trailer, just every kids movie just gets worse and worse. Like the trailers are just more and more awful as they go along. It's the same experience I had with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where it just was like the trailers were just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh my god! So it's just that's another reason why I try to stay off of trailers so much. But I mean, it is making me more like so many people are asking me, "What do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of this?" And I don't know because I haven't seen anything about most things. Um, because I'm trying to think of things that I'm really excited about as far as like movies and things, and I can't for the life of me remember half of anything anymore of what's coming out. Um, I'll say one thing. I was just watching something. They were talking about A Quiet Place. I'm. I don't really want a sequel to A Quiet Place, and honestly, I feel like I know this is an unpopular opinion, and I'm not saying it to like rise anybody, but I loved how A Quiet Place was made, and I like a few of the things that they did in it to make the world more scary. But I just think that it's like Black Panther, man. It is so overrated. The performances are great, but I just there's so much in there that's just bad sci-fi decisions after bad sci-fi decisions, things to just justify certain things that are just kind of like forced in there, so they just don't care. I don't know. Uh, I do like war films, and I'm in the camp. Okay, I don't know if this is even a camp, but in the year that they came out, there were two war movies, and it is Saving Private Ryan and The Thin Red Line came out the same year, and it's kind of the same way they used to do. Like Volcano came out, then Dante's Peak, Deep Impact, Armageddon. Like there was always like these competing movies at the same time. Like one would come out like a week or two before, or around the same time as the other one, and that happened a lot in like the late in the 90s and still does a little bit here. And I always like go I'm a Thin Red Line kind of war film guy more than Saving Private Ryan. I actually I I like parts of Saving Private Ryan. I love the beginning. I love part of the some of the middle, and I don't know. Like it's all really well done. It's really well done, but I again the story is fucking ludicrous to me. The character cliches, just the it felt like okay, if I look at it as an homage to the way that old war movies were, where it's all really super fucking cheesy and God bless mother and country and blah, 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 and just shoving fucking rainbows of American flags down your throat, then he did his job. He made a good movie, but I thought The Thin Red Line had a better story about war. Like Saving Private Ryan was just an excuse for Steven Spielberg to show his love of old 8 millimeter movies and war films. The Thin Red Line was a movie about people in wartime and culture and like the nature versus like us. Like in the middle of these battlefields, there's all this fucking nature going on and everything, and the acting. You have all these good actors in it that don't get tons and tons of screen time, but they all do really, really well. And I love Jim Caviezel in that, in one of his first roles, where he's having to square off against people like Sean Penn, and being this conscientious objector, and like, I don't know, it felt like more of an honest war film than Saving Private Ryan is. Even if it is a little up its own ass and pretentious at times, which it is. It is. It's Terrence Malick. What the fuck else? Like sometimes, people have a hard time following it. It's not as bad as some of his other ones, but Um, but to me, The Thin Red Line was a high watermark in war films. Quentin says, yeah, I agree. Thin Red Line was beautiful. It seemed like one of the first war films to take an artistic approach from a psychological stance. Yes, exactly. Like everybody in Saving Private Ryan was just that guy. There's this guy, there's that guy, there's Doc, there's the sniper, there's the guy who doesn't know shit, you know. There's the wise ass, there's the second in command that's always right there, and then you got your fearless leader, and it plays like an old war movie, and while it's finely acted and well made, the story, it's the son of a bitchin' story, man, that I just, we gotta we gotta get that kid out of there, 'cause wartime. And it's like, even when your character at the end is written to be like, I don't want to go, that's bullshit, this is bullshit, and it's like, oh yeah, I've been saying that the whole fucking movie. um Other war films that I like, Platoon, even though it's like Oliver Stone, he's an interesting guy. Casualties of War with Michael J. Fox, the Brian De Palma movie with Sean Penn. That was pretty good, but that was not just about war, but like what war does to people. Same thing with like Apocalypse Now. It's why those are the good movies, like Apocalypse Now, Thin Red Line, because they take that psychological look at war and what it does to you and stuff like that, instead of just let's blow shit up, you know, because that's what the regular ass audiences want. They just want to see their heroes running around and blow shit up, and that's why we get that reputation of we just always want the happy ending. And it's like, no, not all of us. We just want honest stories, good stories, you know. But people don't want to see that. That's why Saving Private Ryan made this much money, you know, this much money, and Thin Red Line made like this much money. Because somebody goes in there and is like, why am I looking at crocodiles and the jungle people when I just want to see Sean Penn shooting people in the face? Like, I want to see them shooting them, like, you know, Japanese guys in the face. Get to the killing. And I always use my hillbilly voice when I talk like that. Uh, God. I'm going to run into a hillbilly one of these days, and they're not going to be too happy with me. Um, Trying to think of some more stuff here. Man, I'm going to have my work cut out for me, though, on The Handmaid's Tale that's coming up this week, because it is the finale. And I've got a lot of comments to sift through to find the winner of the Season 1 Blu-ray or DVD. That's going to be a bitch. That is going to be a bitch-a-rooney-dooney. Paths of Glory, Kubrick's first film, was a great adaptation of how soldiers react under pressure, gave it a sort of humanistic approach. Have not seen Paths of Glory. I have not seen a lot of Kubrick, to be honest with you. I've seen Doctor Strangelove, The Shining, Eyes Wide Shut, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I've really seen. I've never seen 2001. I've seen enough of it in clips to almost to know the movie without having to see it. Clockwork Orange. Duh. But I mean, I've seen the greatest hits, is basically what I'm saying, even though Eyes Wide Shut is not the greatest hits. Wow, my phone is like getting killed with like the power is getting sucked out of it, but it hasn't turned off like it usually does. Let's see. Trying to think of what I was talking about. I will say this. This book that I've been reading. Where is it? Is this and damn it. I just had the new one. Oh, here it is. So many books. The new Batman Last Night on Earth. I don't know if you can see that really good. Where it's Batman in the future with after the apocalypse, and all the superheroes are basically fucked. The whole world like turned on the heroes and stuff. And this is closing out Scott Snyder's New 52. So you were talking about the New 52, Quentin. This is closing out Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's run on Batman that started back in the New 52. And in that universe, that realm, this is like Superman is gone. Wonder Woman's trying to hide people in the underworld. All the Flashes are stuck in a speed storm that they can't stop. It's so doom and gloom, and it's brilliant. And he's walking around with Joker's head as like in a lantern thing, and like it is amazing. I love it so much. If you can get a chance to read it, this cover was done by John Romita Jr. too, so like I fucking love the art. But it's like told in past tense from the Joker, and it's just really really cool. In a sea of bad shit right now, of like comics and stuff, it's nice to see that kind of thing happening. There's still some good stories out there to tell. Um, I'm curious though, like since we're still talking about superheroes and stuff, how long it's gonna be before we get Deadpool 3, or will it just be X Force? Some people are saying it's gonna be X Force, but I don't know. I just think we just need another Deadpool movie, and we need one made like they said it's gonna still be rated R. Um, but we should be. I don't know. I really want another Deadpool movie really soon. Because I just have a feeling that Ryan Reynolds, while he seems game, I don't know if he'll be game for that much longer. Um, God, I wish I still had that list of things I was talking about. Oh man, anybody else? Okay, here's a trailer that I want to talk about. Charlie's Angels. I had to see that trailer twice when I saw Captain or Once Upon a Time in America or in Hollywood. Jesus Christ, that movie looks so bad. I thought it was a joke. I was like, this can't be real, because Kristen Stewart. I'm getting tired of having to defend her and say that like she was really good in Panic Room when she was like young. She really was. But her in a action franchise like a with Elizabeth, another person I really like is Elizabeth Banks, who's directing this, and I'm like, Elizabeth, are you taking a piss? Are you fucking around? Are you trolling? Like, are you just like bored? Were you just like, man, you know what? People want to see like, I, it's just I'm sick and tired of seeing these movies that could be good, that you're just like that with all female cast. Okay, is what I'm saying. I want to see these all female cast movies not be like this, just carbon copies of like shitty men movies with all male casts. I don't like those movies either. They're not good. What's the difference whether it's a girl or a man? If the movie's shit, I don't care. And Charlie's Angels, man, just looks like they make the Drew Barrymore ones look like fucking high art. And look, I kind of like the first Charlie's Angels because Sam Rockwell's in it. But like that second one, and a lot of the first one, I'm sorry, they're terrible. They're not that good, but those are high art compared to what this trailer for Charlie's Angels looks like. And it's like they're trying to talk, like that this girl power thing, right? But they still go, "Hi, Charlie!" Like, oh, there's the guy that we still work for a guy. Like, shouldn't Charlie be a woman too? Charlie can be a girl's name. Like all of a sudden the guy's like just using like a voice modulator to sound like the original. What was it? Forsyth, right? John Forsyth was the original Charlie, and it turns out to be like, I don't know, like fucking Kim Kardashian or some bullshit like that. I don't know, but that movie looks so bad. Like Gino Reynolds, who's like I said, he's the one that's coming up here from Decatur to make a bunch of videos for me. He sees like and reviews like all the movies that come out, whether they're going to be good or bad. He just does all of them. And there's a lot of people that do that. He's not the only one, but he's the one that's in my orbit. And I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do that. It's bad enough. Like I think he's like going to see movies that you know are going to be bad. I could never do that. I never watch anything on purpose that I know is going to be shit. Never. Unless it's like a gag to begin with. Like, that's why I love Mystery Science Theater 3000. The point is they're bad. But they're old and there's jokes over the whole thing. And it's like when I watch something that disappoints me on TV, like Man in the High Castle, Season 3, or Castle Rock from last year, one of the biggest disappointments of last year. Holy shit, was that show awful. There was one, that show had a couple of cool locations, a Terry O'Quinn guest spot, and one amazing episode that dealt with Alzheimer's and like Sissy Spacek. It was such dog shit. I didn't purposely set out to watch something I knew was going to be bad. I thought it was going to be good. It's when you find out after the fact that it's bad, and reviewing every episode. But him doing all those movies that I'm like, every time I see a new review of his, like Angry Birds 2, Dora and the Lost City of Gold, and all this stuff that I just could never, ever do in a million years, let alone pay for. I know the AMC Stubs list lets you see 3 movies a week, but man, it just makes you realize how many bad movies there are out there, like every year. Like when I look at the list of movies I've seen and movies I haven't. And last year I saw a good amount of movies, and I went through them, and I'm like, not a bad one really in the bunch, except for maybe a couple. And a lot of those that came out in that year, I saw after the fact on like Blu-ray. But this year's looking to be like really not a very good year for movies. There's been a couple of, like of course there's Endgame. There's Avengers Endgame. And I'm trying to think of like, besides Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, what really knocked my socks out this year. And I'm struggling. Like to think of anything that I just really do. I mean, Spider-Man Far From Home was fine. Captain Marvel's pretty fucking forgettable. Belinda says, have a great night, everyone. Rob, don't forget to watch Lighthouse trailer. I will. I want to hear what you think. Yes, Castle Rock was a huge letdown. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I will watch the Lighthouse trailer. I was thinking about doing a trailer reaction to, I can't remember what it was. Damn it. Because I want to do more of the me from the future predictions where I don't even watch the movie. I just watch the trailer and tell you exactly what's going to happen. My phone just cut out on me. But that's okay. I can still see the comments up here. But we've been going for about an hour and a half, and I think we've talked quite a bit. If anybody has anything left, I will be getting off here in a couple of minutes if you guys don't have anything else. I'm racking my brain here. There's so much content, though. React to the Lighthouse, please. All right. Well, I'll see about that. I don't know. It might not be that long of a video, but I'll let you know for sure what I think. I'll watch it right after this. And so yeah, I don't know. I mean, this was an unsuccessful Batman playthrough. But this was a pretty successful live stream, and I want to thank everybody for coming out that didn't have to. I hope you didn't feel too much pressure, fan of Everything 5. That was just a suggestion. I was just letting you know that I'm going to be on just in case you wanted to have me answer some more MCU questions that I can't really answer at work. Quentin, great to have you here. Belinda, of course, as always. I don't know who else all the other people have. I guess they just came to listen to me rant. I will react to it on camera. But otherwise, I think that's pretty good. I'll be kicking myself when I remember all the things I was going to talk about later on, but yeah, we'll do that on another live stream. So anyway, thanks a lot everybody for coming out, and actually, we finally got to have some conversations here. Unfortunately, not everybody that would normally show up showed up because either maybe they gave up on my live streams because they see me doing a live stream and they go, "Oh, that's gonna fall apart." But this one was successful, so hopefully people will see that later on. Anyway, especially as how long it went. So thanks again, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye. If I can turn this off.